Ancestors' care. Along his wayward travels, he stumbled upon a tavern in a little village. He unsaddled his steed and sat for a drink. The villagers bid him strangely kind greetings, with free drinks and food to mark the meeting. He could hold his water more than most man can, and he drank for hours wine, beer and gin, not aware of what was in store for him. That night they sang and yelled, and soon the drunken haze began to meld. They must have put a drug in his drinks, for after the last one he almost instantly fell asleep, wakened by knife cuts and strokes of battering sticks, drenching his own blood and bruised feet. He could not get up, for the beating was harsh. His wounds were bruises and cuts made into marsh. Next thing he knew, he was lifted and carried, thrown in a grave and still alive buried. They took his possession, his amulets and trinkets, thinking them for treasure. They unleashed a power with no measure. But yet he contained his rage, recovered underground. He held his breath until the sun went down. As night clouded the village, a strange fog fell before the village. Avek Brimshore crawled out of the grave, and this time blood is what he craved. His tattoos shone red, and his dreadlocks turned to snakes on his head. His eyes were lakes of fire and hate, and talons on his palms and legs were made. He cut his palm with a sheer slash. Every stone tomb did he bash, and poured a little blood into the graves, whispered the words of waking at the dead. Soon they raised undead skeletons and fleshy zombies, followed him to battle and stormed the village as an unholy hurricane of a minion horde. The minion master ahead, followed by the dead. He jumped like a tiger, slashing and thrashing, setting houses on fire, letting the dead feast upon the living and devour. His hell screams were terrifying to hear. They fought until every life but his own disappeared. He retrieved his possessions and trinkets, and when he came to the stables there was his steed, with a flame for a mane and a tail, burning feet and black as ash, and his eyes an undead lash. He rode into the night on the flaming horse, and this strange creature was faster than most. Took him a great distance to a desert, and then burned asunder under the first morning rays of the sun. Like a tree struck by thunder, there he found himself, now calm and poised. What have he done? He did not regret and the desert was empty. Why did cries of terror still